So for those of you who are subscribed to that one video gamer on YouTube, you would have noticed a video he put out very recently talking about his past content and somebody he used to work with many years ago. Basically, his former partner that he did his first 120 some odd episodes and anything bonus content with said ex-partner, after about 120 of his game reviews, him and his friend had a falling out, and from there on, that one video gamer / Jirard, he decided it was best for him and his partner Greg to just split, just take their own paths. There was a falling out and very little details were given. And from there on, Jirard's kind of like done his own thing. He's been working adamantly on his Let's Play channel, as well as him completing video games. And there was a lot of skepticism and negativity that were flowing from that, because people have nothing better to do and they want to pry. Well, to kind of touch on that for just a minute, that's between him and Greg, and it really does not involve any of us. There's been rumors that it had to do with money, and I even saw one that was basically like Jirard was withholding funds for Greg, and nothing really pointed to that. And for someone who has been extremely selfless as Jirard has, it's really unlikely that that's the case. But either way, they had a falling out, and that was a couple of years ago. Fast forward to today, and we come to find out that Greg had reached out to Jirard again, basically asking him to remove all of the content that involved Greg within it. So basically anything from episode 120 to episode 1 and anything involving Greg involved, he wants to have removed. And from what Jirard said in his recent video about like the future of the show, it sounded like there was some possible legal ramifications if he did not. He was advised not to fight it, but Jirard, being the extremely humble and selfless person that he is, he decided to basically give in to Greg's requests, and starting in the beginning of September, all of the original content from episode 1 to 120 and anything involving Greg Wilmont will be removed from his channel, and that'll be that. That'll be him officially shutting the door on that chapter of his life. Me personally, he is a channel that I have very much come to like and appreciate. He has a huge fondness and appreciation for video games. He marches to the beat of his own drum. He's been nothing but an extremely positive and generous person. He is doing his dream, even though he's like giving himself like no sleep to do it on. And it's very humbling to know there are people who are still like that in this world. That someone who's willing to give so much and who probably should not be who's probably not getting nearly enough as he should get. So with that being said, a lot of people are angry at Jirard for giving in to Greg's demands, and honestly, I can understand why, but at the same time, he said it very clearly in his video. This is a cloud he wants to officially have passed by and not have to deal with again. Him and Greg are never going to work together. He's said that in his last video. He said it many, many times. Greg, in my opinion, he was a big part of that show, and I'm not here to spit any kind of negativity towards him. He's doing what he's doing for his own reasons. People can draw their own conclusions, but since I do not know them personally, for me to kind of make my own assumption on the matter, it's kind of pointless, and it only serves to destroy their character. It bugs me that it's come to that some people have gotten so petty that now they want to have all their likeliness removed, which basically means that Greg is trying, in my opinion, to sell his image to some degree. He did have his own little channel on YouTube. I looked it up. He had like 1 or 2 decent videos from the beginning, and then like everything fell flat, and then he just stopped making videos. Which tells me he's a part to a certain puzzle. It's just on his own, it might not be it. But I think it's finally safe to say that once like September comes and Jirard removes the content involving himself and Greg, which he did say, which I found was really cool, was that the original 120 games are he's going to be putting back on the block, meaning he's going to recomplete them for other episodes, and on top of him producing a new game review once every week, which means 4 reviews a month, he's going to be also doing 2 more completionist videos every month as well, where it's going to be all of his older content. Now, he did say that's not probably going to happen until October. He's got to give himself some time to build up his, you know, he's got to build up his library of videos. But the fact that he is still giving and giving and giving, his own personal channel, not his Let's Play or his main channel, that we haven't really seen too much on that, and I think a lot of that has to do with he's just a busy guy. He's a busy guy. He is currently trying to drop a lot of weight, and he has been, thankfully, for a lot of health reasons. He hasn't really been doing a lot of his video episodes about, you know, his buff boys, which is very entertaining, but it's good to know that he's getting healthy. But given the fact that he only has so much time in a week, and in a past video he said months ago, basically about his schedule, where he's working 6 if not 7 days a week, and he's at the office for between 12 and 18 hours every single day, if not even later. And then he's got a set schedule to release his videos and then work on his Let's Play series with his friend Alex. And then there's whatever else projects he's working on with the people he's sharing an office with. He's a busy guy. So I'm very thankful, and I'm looking forward to seeing what happens come fall time. I do have a personal request for those who like to feed into that kind of negativity, and I ask is that just let it die down. And not just here. Not just here. Just in general. Because over the last year, I have been a part of some stupid drama involving some people on various Facebook groups and YouTube, and honestly, it's not worth it. If I could go back and change one thing, it would be me listening to certain people about making certain decisions as to who I give my time to. Because at the time, while it seemed right, it served no purpose other than just to bring up walls. And I'm not trying to divide myself. I really don't want to. Now, that being said, I can't go back and change anything, but I can look to the future and build from here. So yeah, if there's internet drama, just ignore it. If there's a channel you don't like because their content you feel is too childish or immature or bullying, then you know what, say your piece on there and move on. Just be warned that you, just like everyone else that's going to respond and bash you about it eventually, they all have a right to their opinion. So you can either voice your opinion and take the chances of retaliation, or you can just go about your day. So with that being said, there's probably the big question of why the name change, and I'm just now getting to this at 8.5 minutes in. Basically, it came like this. When I first started this channel as Black and Blue 19, I essentially just took two of my favorite colors and my favorite number, put them together, and that's what I felt worked. And it worked for a while. And then, as I really wanted to get my channel to grow, I wanted to create an image that I really saw myself as, and I thought Humble Bumble was kind of cute, interesting, but then I really thought about it, and, well, you know, the whole Bumble aspect of it is something I am going to keep for the most part. Like, it might just be like an ongoing, like, avatar or something for the future. I really didn't feel like it captured me very well. So, after the baby was born, I did some thinking on that, and I'm like, as Humble Bumble, I can't see myself growing the way I want to. Now, you may be asking, well, what's Fireteam Omega? Well, that's actually something that me and some very close friends called ourselves back when we were in high school. We are basically, I'll get to it in a minute. It basically has a dual meaning. And it doesn't just fall within that group of friends. It falls within anyone I know. Basically, we gamed all the time together. Whether it be Urban Reign, or Marvel Ultimate Alliance, or Tekken, or Gears of War, or Halo, Dragon Ball Z, Budokai Tenkaichi, Rainbow Six Vegas, Assassin's Creed. Like, we used to play games with each other for so long and for so many years. Like, even if it was just single player games, we would literally just sit around and watch somebody play for hours because of the time we spent together. The name itself is actually the double meaning is a play on words, Fireteam Omega. Well, basically it stands for us, like, we are Fireteam Omega. We are the last ones in. But then there's the dual meaning, which is the acronym itself, FTO, the Omega symbol, which is supposed to be friends till the end. The Omega symbol meaning the end, if you didn't know. And I really feel that best exemplifies where I want to go with this. I want to create something I know I can get behind, something I know will make, in my opinion, a better product. And honestly, I can understand if people don't get behind it. It's cool if you don't. But this is where the direction is going from now on as far as content. That's still kind of up in the air. Video game reviews, or I'm sorry, video game show-offs, I mean, that will still be a part, but it's not going to be a main feature. Eric Got Games will still be a thing. It's just not going to be as rampant, especially as my baby girl is growing. So I'm going to be working more on gameplay, actual videos, as much as I can. As well as working on more fun review type stuff. I haven't fully decided what that area is going to be yet. I would very much like it to be wrestling, although I'm finding it kind of difficult to do that right now only because of my lack of availability to watch said programs, because again, a new baby changes your schedule. But I definitely have a lot of options in mind. Other things I wanted to include was Magic the Gathering content, something haven't really talked too much about on my channel over the years. Don't really know why. It was a big part of my life growing up. I got into it right around middle school, going into high school. It was something I very much enjoyed doing, and it's something I like showing off. So, just be forewarned, that's what's going to be coming up in the next few months. I still plan on doing a Q&A. If you have any questions you'd like to submit, you haven't already submitted, do it in the comments below. And yeah, so we're almost at 300, and hopefully in the next year we can try to double that, if we can. If not, hey, it is what it is. I'm on my own schedule, I'm not on anyone else's, and if they don't like it, they don't have to watch. I'm not here to appease anybody. I'm here to do what I want to do and have fun with it. If you don't approve of that, you know what? You know how to unsubscribe, and I'll miss you while you're gone, but at the same time, I'm not going to do content I'm not proud of. I'm not going to put my stamp of approval on anything that I personally don't agree with, and I'm not going to sell out in order to cash in. So if I'm doing this, I'm doing this for me and no one else. And I do it for, not ultimately me, but the people who do stick around and support me, because they're the ones who've been the encouragement throughout all these years. So, no more bullshitting, just gonna kind of call it there. So, this is Eric with Fireteam Omega, FTO, letting you know where it's at. And we'll be hopefully rolling out with some new stuff relatively soon. The biggest issue with that, of course, has been camera issues. Need to invest in a new camera. And from there on in, who knows what else. I'd like to start doing some more streaming online, but as I'm coming to realize that's really difficult to do, you don't have a proper schedule. So, stuff happening. Let me know what you think down below. Comments, let me know them. And this is Eric with FTO, and I'm signing off.